I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge, everyone.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Shall we call the roll?
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Supervisor Sellers.
Here.
Trustee Bender.
Here.
Trustee Altensee. Here. Trustee Sellers.
Here.
Trustee Martin.
Here.
Thank you.
Oh, here, okay. Righty, I need a voice vote for the approval of I need a motion for the approval of the minutes.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
May I request that you phrase that as that we approve the minutes?
Oh, okay.
As presented.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes that are amended. I second.
Before we vote, Barbara Kinnison asked that she get clarification, correction on her comments from the last minutes. To clarify, the statement on the legal ad was referring to landlords who rent to our clients that need to be repaired. And it was referred to something else, so I would like to have that corrected in the minutes for her.
I got it. We're going to get one.
It's coming.
Okay.
So do we need to amend the motion as Michael?
You need to amend it.
Well, with that clarification, you
Yes.
can make a motion to amend it, or you can just make a motion.
Can I make a motion? I
No,
don't
you
know.
can't.
I didn't think
cannot.
so.
I'll make a motion to amend her request.
A second.
Now, do you understand what the amendment is? So it would read that the landlords
Second
refund
by Sellers.
the utility to the township instead of giving it to the clients. Is that the intent? No.
No. That the, like say, ComEd refunded back to Township instead of refunding it back to the client.
To the client.
That's what it is. So if we do a deposit for somebody for ComEd, we get we get it back instead of them sending it to the client. Yeah,
That's what you mean.
that's what, right?
Yeah, that's what, just a minute, because I'm the one that's doing these minutes and I need to clarify here. So let me ask something here. Before we do, because it says here, she did deposits paid to utility companies, water and sewer, ComEd, NICOR should come back to township accounts when the client leaves that location rather than giving to the clients in cases where township pays for deposit. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Then she said, she also suggested that township put a legal ad in the newspaper asking these utilities refunds be returned to the township instead of giving to the clients. But that's where you're saying I'm wrong, that you're referring to landlords.
Yes.
Putting an ad in that landlords that have properties that are in need of repair.
Right.
That's what
Yes.
that's the clarification that I
Oh,
understand.
okay. Oh, okay.
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 All right, I want to make sure because it's your statement.
Okay.
Yes.
So each and every time that someone moves, then ComEd, NICOR, water refunds it back to township, and then they move someplace else, and then you gotta start all over again?
If we pay
That's
the
if we
deposit.
pay the
We pay the
okay.
If we
deposit.
pay the
Okay.
deposits.
And 99.9% of the time you do.
Okay, that's the clarification I've got here that you mentioned.
Can I read this sentence that I've written and make sure it's correct, because I don't want it to be incorrect?
Yes.
She also suggested that the landlords put a legal ad in the newspaper asking the utility companies return the utility refunds to the township instead of giving it to the clients.
No.
No.
No, but that's a good idea.
The only way I come up with good ideas is accidentally.
No, what she's referring to, the legal ads, putting in legal ads of landlords' names who have buildings that are in repairs that we pay rent to.
Right,
That's what she's referring to.
because you were gonna send out pamphlets to them.
Yes.
Yes.
But also send
The red
do the
flag list.
pamphlets and do the legal ad.
Mhm.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
So now,
You lost?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it now.
Um,
Yeah, if the
remember,
attorney is, I
are
don't
you
feel bad
lost?
about being.
Oh, I got you. Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't make sense.
We were sending out, papers telling landlords that if they're in violation, we're not paying
Right.
your rent. So she's saying not just send out, because some people might say, oh, I didn't get one, oh, I didn't see one.
Right.
So we're also saying, put a legal ad in the paper, so they can also say, it was in the paper, we had different ways than
Right.
just one way of you seeing it. So that's what she was saying.
But you're also gonna have the landlords that are saying we don't get paid.
That's too bad. But,
And that's
yeah.
expensive. What about doing,
No, this is all.
certified?
We're talking
No, that's
about
too much.
deposits. We're
Right,
not
on
talking
one
about
half.
households that aren't fit to live in.
Yeah,
No,
on
they're
one
talking-
half, she talks about deposit, and on the end of her, comment, she was saying that we also do this. That she also suggested that Township put in a legal ad to the newspaper. It shouldn't have been utilities refunds.
Right, it shouldn't have been.
Right, it should have been
Landlords
landlords,
that are not in compliance.
right,
right,
Oh.
pretty
That's
much
what she
explaining the red flag.
Red flag.
right.
Red
Red flag.
That's
Okay,
different.
That's
so that's
what-
different.
Yeah.
Right.
It shouldn't have
Right.
said utility
I
refunds.
understand.
That's where I made the mistake. I thought she was talking
Okay.
about utilities and she was talking about landlords.
it's-
Okay.
Okay.
Are we clear as mud?
Want to be clear? Okay.
Okay, so Nikki then made a motion to accept the minutes as amended,
Mhm.
and Joy seconded that.
Yes.
Okay, so now we can do the voice vote, I guess.
Okay. Let's go for the voice vote.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes. Righty, next item on the agenda. I need a motion and a second to approve the claims and demands and bills payable.
Question.
Yes,
Do we do the
we
motion
need
first?
to do a motion.
Oh, sorry.
I
And a
make a
second
motion
first.
that we approve the bills payable for August 2013.
A second.
Motion by Bender, second
Just
by
a
Sellers.
question.
Yes.
The Arsham Data Service, is that a one-time cost?
I think Mrs. Arsham is going to come back in one more time to ensure that our financial system is ready to go, that our QuickBooks system is ready to go.
Okay, and do you know how many more hours she's got?
She probably thinking
We had
maybe 6
19
more.
originally.
Probably maybe between 4 and 6 more. She shouldn't be here too much longer than that because we're pretty much ready to go.
I have a question on page 1. The 200 copies of East Ridge printing is for what?
Those are for the red flag letters that were sent to the landlords about the Safe Housing Initiative.
Then I have another question. When we were talking about moving into this building, I bet when we were meeting with Marna, we were told then that the mowing and that kind of stuff would be people coming from the courthouse and that to do that, but I see that's not happened in here. I don't know if Marna can address that or, but I know that was when we were talking about buying the building, that was what was said. The others is on page 2. Eugene Wall,
Yes.
is this a permanent employee or is he just finishing up the
He's
books?
just finishing up the books.
He's just finishing up the
Mhm.
books too, okay. And they were just like part-time, there were no
Yeah.
benefits or anything?
No, no ma'am.
Then A and B mini storage, we still have that storage unit?
Yes.
What junk is in there yet?
The,
Good question.
the files that we're going to look over before we destroy,
Oh, okay.
and I'm getting to that probably by the end of this week, if not early next week, to get in there and look at those files, and then we're going to get them shredded.
Okay. Then at the bottom of the page, under the assessor, Cindy, private regular annual fee is what?
This is the fees for Yahoo web hosting. and the regulatory fees. So we have 2 fees that's an annual from them in order to keep our website live.
Oh, okay, thank you. I think that's all I have.
Any more questions on claims and demands? Okay. You good?
Mhm.
Okay, you do a roll call vote?
Okay, Aldency,
Yes?
Bender,
Aye.
Sellers, trustee Sellers,
Aye.
trustee Martin,
Aye.
supervisor Sellers.
Aye.
All right, motion passed.
Motion passed. All right. Supervisor report, correspondence. First thing, I want to talk to the trustees. We are going direct deposit. And if anyone is interested in having their check directly deposited into their account, I have the forms here that you guys can sign, and we'll get you guys into direct deposit. Our goal is to have the total financial system switched over by the 1st of September. We will be going direct deposit, my office, as well as the assessor's office. So we want to open that option up to you guys if you guys are interested, okay?
Do you have forms or just, do you have forms?
Right.
Yeah, thank you. I'll do that.
All right.
Do you want to do that, Joy?
I guess if everybody else.
All right. Don't sound so excited. Come on.
I do like going to the mail.
I'm so excited. Man.
Yeah, I do like going to the mail and having some, but you know, hey, times have changed.
I
Well,
can send you some of my bills.
No, I gotta know him.
Alrighty, next on the agenda was the red flag update. I've sent the letters out to the landlords talking about the red flag safe housing initiative. I got a call from a landlord and I explained to him the situation and he understood. So those letters have been sent out. I will send a follow-up letter to landlords whose properties are on the list, letting them know that their payments will be denied because their properties are on our list. Okay? Next.
Have we had any effect from clients yet regarding that? They had to move?
No. Not yet.
Did you get any feedback from the people whose names who were on the list?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet, but it's coming. And I'm waiting for it, so. I got sent another list from the city. Places that were vacant or abandoned, or places that don't have the new water meters on them yet. 370 some odd properties. So on top of the 98 or 100 that we have already, we added 380 some odd more properties on.
Supervisor Sellers, would it be possible if I get a copy of that?
Absolutely.
Just email me.
Absolutely.
So what is the city saying about these, that they haven't been updated?
Well, the new water meters, they haven't updated them, and they say either it's abandoned or it's vacant or something's going on with the property. So I guess they haven't gotten to putting the water meters on.
Okay, so if they're
just yet.
abandoned or vacant, they're not gonna change the water meters on them?
Unless the
Unless they
people
let 'em
they
get in.
pay for it.
Right.
See, before it was free,
Okay.
but
Right.
now, if it's after a certain length of time, the city was doing it all for free.
Mhm.
But then after a certain period of time, now you have to pay for it.
You have to pay it.
So if they're abandoned or whatever, if they ain't did it when it's free, you know they ain't gonna do it when it's abandoned.
Right, so. Any more questions on the red flag? Alrighty, the computers at MetLife. I got a hold of MetLife. They are looking into finding us some computers to donate. I'm hoping that they can find us some. It will be great. So that's the update there. The Turning Point Adult Literacy Program. I met with Mrs. Sherry Teal. She's a lady who will be teaching the program, and she's very excited about doing it. We've had clients that have expressed interest in being part of a literacy program already. So once we, she and I are going to work on the logistics of the program. Once we get the program and all the logistics worked out, I will bring the program to the board so you guys can look over it, and then we'll proceed from there.
Is she a teacher at the high school?
Yes.
Okay. So she's going to do this in addition to teaching?
Mhm.
Okay.
And my rationale for this literacy program. Reading is the building block of all learning. Okay, I think we all know that. It doesn't make sense to have our clients going to GED classes and paying for GED classes and they can't read adequately. We need to prepare them before they start to take the test. It's going to save us money in the long run, as opposed to have them take the test and they fail the test and have to keep going back over and over again. Let's get them up to speed with their reading, then put them into the test and into the word keys and all that good stuff. Okay?
I would presume that she'll be using some of the computers then that you're planning to get.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, the Turning Point Literacy Program can also be a program to help with computer literacy as well.
I did have I was going to wait until it was the trustees' report, but I did have a question on the programs, because you also have the, what was the other program that, it was
The I Earned It.
Yeah, I Earned It program.
Yes.
You know, I know we've got, and they're great. I don't have any problem with the programs. I think they're wonderful. But I just think that, when are we gonna get, I know we gotta wait for, computers and everything, but, you know, is there a timeline where we know where we're gonna start doing some of these programs, and where are we gonna do the programs at? You know, I just think that we need to have a location,
Right.
so that we know where we're gonna do the program.
Right now, my thoughts are to have the program at the library, because we'll have the space. So I have to get in contact with Ms. Carol Dickerson, which I'm sure wouldn't be a problem to have a program there. The program, the reading program, will be implemented as soon as we can possibly get done with the actual logistics of the program. When we can get to how long it's going to be, the curriculum, the dates and times of assessments. Once we get all that worked out, we'll be able to begin the program then, and it will be housed at the library for now.
The adult literacy one also?
Yes. Any more questions? All righty, it's the assessor's report.
Well, we closed the books, and the 3-year average helped us. The reduction that we had last year of the $10,600,000 and the equalized assessed value, actually the state adjusted the sales ratio for us, which was good. So we're only going to lose a little over 11 million this year instead of the 22, which is where we were looking. So, and that's roughly what it's going to be reduced again this year, is about another 11 million plus. Figuring at the top's $12 million loss when the board gets done taking action on any appeals. So,
How much did we lose last year, Cindy?
10.6 million before the board got done, and add another 2 million to that, so we lost a little over 12 million last year.
And you said close the books, is that for 2012?
2013.
Oh, 13,
We're closed,
okay.
yep, we
Thank
closed
you.
the books, we sent them down today.
What does that lose, I mean, I don't know, what does that losing that much money, how does that affect the whole city, or?
For us last year, based on adjustments, when I looked at the numbers of the audit, it appears that we lost about $32,000. Township.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then what does that, you know, like the park, they'll lose? The
Everybody
school district will
loses.
lose? Okay.
Everybody loses, and it's based off of their rates. I mean, what portion of the rate is theirs. School districts is like 58% so they've got a lot more to lose than we do with that. But
What do you anticipate we lose this year, Cindy?
we're probably going to lose about another 12 million this year, but that puts us at about the same as last year, about $32,000 would be my rough guess. The rate's at about, what, 11.38. I'm anticipating the rate to get near 12.
This is something that's just gonna continue to happen here unless,
Well, I'm looking at 2015 to be hopefully the golden year. With the adjustments that we're making each year, what it's doing is the state is readjusting the previous years and bringing them closer to the 33 1/3 that we need to be. And I'm ecstatic, I just jump up and down. I was really feeling that the last year's work that we did at the quad really wasn't beneficial. I don't know how to explain that other than the sales ratios and the coefficient of dispersion that we ran for January, February, and March were just, why did we do anything? We were just having terrible numbers. Well, we just got the last 2 months, and it was just like, thank you. Coefficient of dispersion was at 12, the max we can have is 30, and our sales ratio has dropped from 38 down to 34, and it's just, I mean, we were just doing our own dance in the office, but those 2 months really made us feel like we were accomplishing something. Having said all of that, I will share also that there's going to be a negative multiplier placed on residential to get us to that loss of 12 million that the state's basically saying we need to lose. So we're probably going to see a 5% negative multiplier applied, and that's approximate on all residential land and buildings again throughout town.
What does that mean?
What?
When you say negative multiplier to residential, what is that?
A negative multiplier, at the quad, the county will publish all of our assessments. The negative multiplier is an easier way without having to publish all of the assessment changes, and we direct the county where we want those adjustments to be placed. Let's say, for some strange reason, I decided this year it's going to be on commercial and industrial. Residential would be left alone, and we'd tell him to put a multiplier on anything that's classed a 50 through an 89. But in fact, that's not the case. What we do is we've applied the multiplier to the residentials, and we tell him to place it on class codes, I believe it is 11 through 49, excluding developers' lots. That's it. So we specifically direct where we want the adjustments to be because we know which properties warrant those changes. And that's, I mean, I'm really hoping next year that it's not that kind of an adjustment downward again. And I'm hoping by 2015 we're going to start leveling things off. So, does that help answer? Hopefully.
No, but that's
No,
okay.
I
I
know.
need to know.
It's math. It's Excel spreadsheets.
It's Excel spreadsheets.
Yes. So that's all I have.
All right. Trustees report.
Well, I had two things well, I had three, but I said one of them. One of my questions was, I always wanted to know, with all these different changes that we're doing with, you know, the different programs of the red flag and the turning point and, you know, all those different things that we're doing. Plus, we've also come down on what we're giving out, you know, and you know, and when you mess with, I think when you mess with people's money or change people's lives, you know, that they're so used to having, I always question, how safe is this building? That somebody just don't, you know, go Looney Tune and, you know, just, you can come in here and do whatever. I just want to know, how safe is this building as far as, can you see, you know, who's coming through the front, who's coming through the, you know, how safe is it in the front coming through, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I just want to know, is it a safe building? I mean, even us just sitting in here talking, you know.
To me, and this is my personal opinion, it's not nearly safe enough. Especially this area out here, it's not nearly safe enough. And that's a concern of mine. It's been a concern since I started here. So there are things that are gonna have to happen in order to secure that area more, because we are making changes. We have reduced the grant allotment from 275 to 245, and that is, and that's, you know, that's going to make some people upset. So safety is a big concern, and it's not, this building's not safe enough as far as I'm concerned. So we have to look into some things to secure this building even more. That's a great question, and I'm glad you brought it to the, you know, to the board.
Okay, so we don't know, we have to, okay.
Yep, we have to look into it.
So that's something that maybe we can start talking about to.
We're definitely going to have to look into it quickly.
Okay.
I don't think it's any different than any of the social service agencies at Freeport. We all have the same fear.
Right.
That we sit there, we're actually sitting ducks.
Mhm.
You have people who are unhappy when you can't help them.
Yep.
It's not only here, it's all the social service
Mhm.
agencies right now are having the same problem. And what is the answer? I don't think any of us know what the answer is. I know our officers have looked into it, and you have to be there. You know, do you gonna lock the door and only open it after you look out and see who's there, or?
Well, I guess also, Nikki, I guess I was also thinking about, you know, is there, you know, like a camera? You know, if somebody did, at least they got them on camera. You know, you can't, that's what I'm saying. You know, I understand that, you know, that's everywhere, that's even in a store or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, is there, you know, like a camera that can watch and see if somebody is here? So they've got them on camera, so you can go back and look and say, this is who they were or whatever. That's what I'm saying. I know that, and I think, you know, it's sad that we have to live like that, but, you know, people aren't just the way they used to be.
After 9/11, they did away with emergency assistance, and that really affected more people, families, children. And I can't think of any problems or issues we had. And those were, you know, 90% of them were single parents, you know, just trying to squeak by, and being able to do that once a year or twice a year, and then we went to 18 months. I can't remember any problems that we had. And that's, you know,
Well, I'm
back
saying
then.
that's why there's an accident. You know, it's just a fluke that somebody does it. But I'm just saying, I would want us to be prepared and be ready for something stupid, crazy, or whatever. That's all I'm saying. You know I don't want it to ever happen, but
Our meetings are open to the public, so anybody can walk through there.
yeah, I know that. I know that. But I'm saying, if I make it out of there and get around there, but y'all get stuck in here, at least it's on camera. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, if it was just on
We just
camera.
have 2 doors, we only have 1.
Oh, y'all only got one door?
We only have one door.
Oh, really? Wow, that's not safe.
So,
Okay.
our building
We
has
should run down into the basement.
Well, unless I run to the basement.
Wow.
By the time you get down the steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
Be
my
right
one.
there.
And then,
Oh.
then my other question was, I know, the last meeting we talked about, being paid for when we go over to a meeting, or, you know, if it's a meeting somewhere or whatever. I was just, you know, thinking about that, and I just wondered, what is, it, you know, if we paid for somebody, if they did, I know the question came up, you know, if you wanted to stay over there or whatever, or Kathy
Chicago.
went where she went. I think that if you are going somewhere, Rockford, Chicago, wherever we're having a meeting at, and you have to do something afterwards, I can understand we paid for your way over there to get to the meeting, but we're not gonna pay for your way back too. You know, we're not gonna give you a round trip
Right.
payment, you know, but I think that we should pay for you to get to the meeting. Now, if you wanna stay over there and do whatever, you on your own time getting back. You know, I mean, even if, I mean, just like you going to Chicago,
Just see my
I
son.
think we should have just paid for you going to the meeting, not you going to the meeting and back, and then whatever it was. That's just my suggestion. That's what I was
Good idea.
thinking, if we
So how
thought
are we
about that.
gonna fit 7 people in one vehicle?
No, I'm
Or
saying.
6, let's say.
Well, even 2 cars is better than.
Yeah,
3
no,
or
I'm
4.
just saying,
Yeah.
that was just a suggestion.
Oh, yeah.
If
But
somebody
I
did.
was thinking
one.
about that
Yeah.
too. I was
Okay.
thinking, had I even ridden over with you,
Oh,
you
we had
know?
enough room.
Oh, yes.
And then you have to come back and get the car, and I don't go over the Rockford
No,
very
I'm
often.
just saying, no,
We have
Kathy,
to
I'm
make
not.
some rules.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I'm not
okay,
worried about
okay,
it. It's cool.
Okay,
I'm fine.
okay.
And, you know, we got reimbursed it was crazy there for years, how we got reimbursed, you know, everybody took
Everybody
their own
went,
vehicle.
Right.
And I used to take Gloria and Katie in my car, you know, we always rode together, so.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if we did have to go somewhere, I can understand we're paying for you there, but whatever time you came back or whatever, it should be.
Right,
Okay,
because
that's
it
just my
should be
two
on
things.
company time, when you think about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else from the trustees?
Where are we at with client IDs?
We're working on getting the actual program and the machine to make them. So we're working on that. We're trying to get there as quickly as possible. So, other business.
I have something.
You got something? Okay.
I do. First of all, if you could please sign this and pass it around. I have here an electronic attendance request form. If you can't be at the meeting and you want electronic attendance, we ask that you fill this out and present it before your absence. And that way it is legitimate and follows the law. And pass it down, please. So I want you guys to have one. You can put it in your yellow things, and if you need more, I have more. But this is what we'd like you to use if you do need to do an electronic absence. It just is very simple. Just answer these questions in the time and fill in the blank, and then that's all you need to do, and turn it in, and then we'll have the documentation that was legitimate. That's all I have.
Good idea to keep it like in here.
Yeah, keep it in there in your yellow folder. That way it's there if you need it. And if you need me to send you a copy in advance, then just let me know and I'll scan it in and email it to you. Yeah, I keep them in my office. That's all I have.
Alrighty. Any more business? It's time for public comment. Anyone from the public? Miss Marta.
Can you sit up at this chair here?
Back here. Marta Mishevitz, BAC Superintendent. I'd rather not be on film.
We're recording all the films for the public.
Public meeting.
You can turn it around, you can hear me.
It's public meeting.
It's a public meeting, we're recording it.
Doesn't she have the right to refuse?
It's a public meeting.
It's a public meeting, we're
I
recording
don't
it.
have to have my
If you're
face
testifying under oath.
on there.
What's that again?
He's saying no.
You
No,
only have the
that's-
right to refuse if they're being testifying under oath. That's the only exception. So you go ahead.
So I can
Just,
continue to record?
All right. It's just a couple things. Since the VAC wasn't included on the Turning Point program for adult literacy, I was just wondering if there's going to be an assessment prior to people being part of that program, Mr. Sellers?
Yes, we'll have pre-assessment. Yeah.
Well, I haven't been included in any discussions, and there's at least 11 veterans currently being assisted by Township casework. So-
The program is still being developed.
And I haven't been included in that development. I thought we could partner, and
Yes.
I've offered to partner more than once.
And did I not give you information?
Nothing on Turning Point.
Nothing on Turning Point.
And I got a
Okay.
copy of the letter on the red flag.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll get you a copy of what we have so far in Turning Point.
And I would like to have been involved with the computers aspect, because we as veterans do have some resources there. But again, VAC was not included.
VAC. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead. You're fine.
I'm just trying to find out, are we going to work together, or do I need to take my veterans back?
Take your veterans back from where?
And we'll do the casework.
If that's what you choose to do.
I want to work together, Mr. Sellers, but
And-
you got 3 programs here, and I wasn't included on any of them.
They're township programs. We're going to include you once we get them going. We'll include you.
No, they're not just township programs.
Yes, they are.
They're programs that can be for both the VAC and township.
I agree.
And
I agree.
And I wanted to be part of the process, and I haven't been. Okay.
Okay, so you have some ideas for the programs?
Well, not at this moment.
Oh.
I haven't seen anything, or you and I haven't had a chance to
Okay.
discuss it. So,
Okay. All
the other thing is, just as the assessor needs a copy of the landlords, if I could get a copy of those as well. I haven't gotten an updated list, and I haven't gotten a copy of the city list.
Okay, so that's for your VA clients.
You were gonna, you provided a list for me once with the landlords that had deficiencies in their buildings, but I haven't seen anything since.
That's the one. I just got the other one. I'll send you the other one as well.
I'd appreciate it. I guess that's it.
Okay. Any more public comments?
Barb.
Okay.
My name is Barb Kennison, 2556 Stevenson Circle, Freeport, Illinois. About the website fees, it'll be a good idea for the Yahoo when you two to get together. You'll be on the same website and you won't have double fees for everything. That would be great. Listening to you talking about getting people reading, comprehension is really important too, because people can read and read and read and they don't understand a thing that they're reading. So I would put a major emphasis on comprehension, because if you don't comprehend what you're reading, it's worthless.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
I would almost get in touch with some retired teachers or tutors for volunteer work, and because that'll help fill their days and make their that's what I would do. As for the driving to meetings to Chicago, Rockford, whatever, and then one person just take their own vehicle or whatever, rent a van. 6, 7, 8 people, rent a van from Bacher. It'll save you costs. It'll save wear and tear on vehicles, tires, maintenance, and that's just my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? No? Okay, we're now going to go into executive session to discuss pending litigation per 5 ILCS 120/2C11. So I need a motion to go into executive session. And a second, please.
I make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss pending litigation per 5 ILCS 120/2C11.
I second.
Motion by Sellers. Okay. Need a roll call vote, please?
Bender.
Aye.
Aldensee.
Aye.
Sellers, trustee.
Aye.
Martin.
Aye.
Supervisor Sellers.
Aye.
Okay, executive session's at 6:10.